Morning, everyone. We're thinking about some cool chess today. I played a cat called Ron Young, Fide Master back in the day in the mid '90s. Uh, Ron Young, super strong, chill guy. I always wondered why he didn't become a GM. I guess he was a bit laissez-faire. Um, Essentially 2,500 USCF senior master. I thought he was really talented. Uh, and we had this game where I created a whole new opening, in a way, a system. I saw something in a manual along these lines: Bishop b5, Bishop takes c6, bc is the best move. This isn't really dangerous at all for white, but you hit him with a little bit. If you get shocked in the opening and you're not really familiar with all of it, then you can make some, can always surprise your opponent. And if you know everything and they don't, it's good for you. You're essentially there in your home cooking. So he took bishop takes. This is not really the juice, but this is a position you aim for, hitting c6. Of course, Ron found the best move, fast queen b6. I guess he was familiar with this line. We're hitting the rook, and black hits a rook. Your castle and rook g8, and sort of the position starts here, at the master level. And in the manual that I saw, it offered queen f3 with clear advantage for white. To hit c6 again, rook c8 should happen, and then there's some rook b1, some knight e4 is an option, knight e4, bishop e7, and we can look at it a little later, but it's clearly better for white. But I started thinking, all right, get into my dream world, and you're looking off to the side, and you're starting to think about positions in the future and so forth. And it dawned on me that if I go rook b1 and sacrifice the horse, rook b7 is a very severe threat to f7, queen f7, and that would be the end of the game, right? Queen f7, king d8, queen d7 mate, or whatever. So the only move would be rook g7. And how interesting, because the rook is frozen to the defense of f7. The bishop on f8 is frozen to the defense of the rook on g7. And then rook on f to d1 will happen. And then rook on b to d7 will happen, right? So you double rooks, one on d1, one on d7, and the threat will be rook d8 checkmate. Rook takes rook takes, or queen takes, whatever you want to do. And how to stop this from happening, I'm starting to think. Looks very good. So immediately, mastermind goes to rook b1, queen takes, rook b7, rook g7, rook f to d1, the queen takes c2, threatening the rook on d1 directly. And when rook b to d7 occurs, there is rook takes g2 only. Rook g2, king g2, queen g6 check, and trade the queens. Queen takes queen, hg, and then rook b7 or rook c7, and the other rook comes down to probably rook b7, and then the other rook comes to the 7th with clear advantage for white. That's what I was thinking about. There's one more wrinkle, that after rook takes g2, there is king h1, so that there is no queen g6 check forcing the trade. And then there's only one move there. Difficult to spot, but the cool wrinkle would be rook g1 check. King h1, rook g1 anyway. And the only way to take, you can't take with the rook on g1 because the d7 rook will hang. And so you have to take with the king, and they get their queen g6 in anyway, escaping. But clear advantage for white. So this is really good. That's what I was thinking about. The other thing is, after queen c3 and you get your idea to double the rooks, there's queen a5. That's the other one. I hate when this happens. There is queen a5. And then you start thinking, if you can somehow zugzwang all the pawns, and you have the rook on d7, rook on d1, queen on a5, the only moves to stay on the diagonal are queen b6, queen a5, queen b6, queen a5. If you could somehow stop that queen from oscillating between these two squares, well, then you have to think about rook c8, rook b8, rook c8, rook b8, and somehow, oh, Jesus, that somehow you get, yeah, here we go. Hey, I'm doing a video. That's okay. What's going on? I'll just remake it.
Go to the coffee.
Oh, you're going to coffee?
Yeah, I asked you last night if you.
Oh, you're right. You're heading to coffee, and I gotta go. I gotta go with you.
Yeah, the guys want to see you
Okay.
before you take off.
All right. That sounds good.
Okay.
I'll come down as soon as I can. How much time? Give me 10 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. It's another 5 minute game, folks.
Yeah.
All right. I'm playing Blitz again. Wasn't that nice? Well, where were we? So rook b1. I'm gonna run through this just so you can see it, and then I'm gonna take off and make this short video so you can visualize this position, and this is like the cool idea. In the game, my opponent went for this business here, and I just took it, right? Because we had this, 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 this. And I think this, and this is clearly better. You can fool around with this yourself. I'll give you a little verification here. Rook done d to c7, yeah. And sort of, as the computer thinks about this more and more, it starts to grow into the one pawn zone, and it gets very uncomfortable. It gets worse and worse the longer you let it go. So this is the one way. If you wanted to fantasize about like here, to not take on g2 and to just play like this, and you get this position, and you can start running now. Now the analysis is telling you that this is advantage for black. It is not. You have to take my word for it. And the reason, if you just fool around with this, and I did it already, and I had to erase that video because it was too long, convoluted. But essentially, you freeze the dudes, right? You get something like you run the king up to h3. The one thing you have to worry about is when they get c5, you go c4, a5. Imagine this. You get a5, c4. You will have to, with the king on g2, you will have to avoid this check on c6 so that you don't get hammered on d7 and lose your two rooks for the queen. That would be disaster. So you hide this guy here, and then you freeze all the dudes. And essentially, it's a draw. Okay. I gotta go coffee group because I'm apparently like traveling a bunch, and some people want to see me before I disappear, which is my MO. Um, I don't know if I want to upload this video, but you can think about this yourself, um, right? It's kind of a fascinating way to go, and to think about making new ideas in your own games. Like you see something, a book, Try to find something, stretch your mind, try to find something on your own. Be original. I swear I have so many friends who play the same garbage every game, game after game after game, and they just never get anywhere and they stay stagnant in their level, and they try to stay in the comfort zone. One of my best dear friends, he's addicted to the Polish opening. He plays the Sicilian Accelerated Dragon with black, and he sort of just. And I have other friend who plays Stonewall with white and Stonewall with black, or Philidor with white and Philidor with black their whole life, or some G3, and they just play the same. Listen, like I said, if you're 25-50 on the road, trying to make a living in Swisses and you need a narrow repertoire, that's one thing. But if you're just out there having a great time, enjoying, loving chess, try everything. And don't be afraid to sacrifice all the pieces. You're going to lose anyway a bunch of games. Even Magnus Carlsen, right? He's constantly testing new stuff out. Yeah, you have to, right? He told a story about hanging out with Agestein, who was his original coach, one of his coaches. And Seaman told him, and I used to play a bunch with Agestein on ICC, by the way. Super good. I mean, super great player. Um, he said, look at this book right here. I won't try this opening. Just try new stuff. It doesn't fucking matter. All right, I'll see y'all later. I hope you enjoy this position, and um, oh, I got to go.